Welcome, everyone, to the Darkening of Mirkwood, Quarantine Edition, which is why, oh, wait, no, this is how we normally play. We are in session 156 of the Darkening of Mirkwood. When last we left our heroes, back at the town of Kelduin, Warsong, Northry, Farvald, Margud, Borald, and Hunter were attempting to fell the bridge which ran across the River Running, and which, come dawn, the Easterling expeditionary force would most certainly march across to take the northern half of the town. They were in the middle of sabotaging the pylons which supported the arched bridge when they were attacked by strange, ferocious, jackal-headed men. During the ensuing battle, complicated by the swiftly moving river and the spray of foam from the rapids and the peppering of Easterling arrows from the southern shore, the companions managed to kill 2 of the jackal-headed men, while the 3rd knocked Hunter unconscious, sending the woodman falling into the river. As the monster then moved onto Warsong, who was already badly injured as a result of the encounters, her hound, Sigarun, leapt into the way of the jackal-headed monster, and the 2 of them went tumbling into the water, a tumble of snapping jaws and wet, bloodied fur. While Northry and Margud finished off the pylons, Farvold, mostly trying to encourage them from the shore, loudly, and distract Easterling archers who occasionally harass them. Northry and Margud at last managed to collapse the bridge, getting clear before any of the great stones could fall and crush them in the meantime. Warsong and Brawl searched the river for many hours and managed to find Hunter, who was miraculously barely alive. Warsong was able to save him by her leechcraft, but it was not until well after sunrise the following morning that they found the loyal hound washed up and dying on the shore of the river. As they watched the sunrise together, Sigarun laid his head in Warsong's lap and spoke for a third and final time as he breathed his last. All right, and so we will be picking up again this evening, starting with the group who has gone to the first group, the group that's gone to the shores of Lake Town. Jeremy is playing Gudbrand, a Woodman warrior who has come north fleeing the plague and seeking adventure. Augusta is playing Voronwe, the nephew and heir of Kalimirith. He has inherited the sword Atarangi, with which Kalimirith slew the Morwen. Sophie is playing Annalena, a Beorning and one of the heroes who stole the horned crown from Castle Orlmander. Jonathan is playing Denethor, an elf of Lorien who has come roaming to explore the wider world and visit his northern kin. Ben is playing Achwin, a maiden of the Woodman of Mountain Hall seeking her fortune abroad. And PJ is playing Khatun, an Easterling of Dorwinion, once a friend of Rugilia, who perished during the previous years at the hands of the hunters of Lady Genevieve. So you have gained access to, just to remind you,
You can just drag something across the screen on
Sure.
roll 20.
What?
Did you just drag something across the screen on roll 20?
I did not.
Okay, because I saw a weird shadow go across my screen and I don't know what the heck it was, and it was weird.
I see Aquin.
Aquin.
Oh, okay.
I saw that.
That was what it was. I was like, for a second I thought it was a cockroach, and then I was like, nope, I don't know what it is. I was moving across the room for something and saw it out of the corner of my eye and was disturbed. Thank you for allaying my fears. Proceed.
Normally I'm here to actually stoke your fears up, but I'll try harder. So just as a recall, so the last thing you'd done, the party on the shores of Lake Town interrogated Gauti, the soldier who they had rescued, and they managed to buy his loyalty, at least for the time being. He passed you guys off as camp followers and smuggled you into Lord Orlmander's camp, leading you past the sentries, and now you see before you the huge looming shadows of the ships where they lay upon the sand.
And who was it who got their butt pinched? That was Jonathan.
That was Denethor. That was Jonathan's character.
And our goal is to sink the ships, right?
Your goal is to prevent. Your goal is to prevent the attack on a lake town the next day. There are a couple of ways you can go about this. There are Hold on. There are 12 ships in total. Your goal is basically to attempt to sabotage or at least scuttle or steal, those are all options, a large enough number of them so as to prevent Oralmunder's attack the next day.
So how many, like, would, you said there's 4 total?
There are 12 total.
I completely misheard that.
Yeah, that 12 is more than 4.
Okay.
Imagine we had
Okay.
12 children and think about how many more that would be than the 4 that we have.
Yeah, but after the first 4, they're all, I mean, they basically take care of each other, right?
It's true.
That is what people say. I do not believe people. I think that they're saying that through dreary, they just all take care of themselves.
They just don't remember what it's like to have 4.
It's
Yeah.
a lie.
Or they gave up. Or they gave up and the kids have to take care of themselves because the parents are hiding in a room, rocking themselves back and forth.
My mom is one of 10 kids, and my grandfather, when he was alive, he used to say, "Just try raising 10 kids." That was his response to, I don't know,
Anything?
imagine scenarios in which.
So should we take 10 boats and then, or I'm sorry, 4 boats and then burn the other 8?
Can we pilot the boats?
The
How hard
do any of you have the boating trait? I know
Uh,
nobody ever takes boating at character creation because they're like, well, when's that going to come up? This adventuring year, that's when.
Yeah, yeah.
is this my elf character?
No,
Because she,
you're a Beorning.
oh, this is the Bjorning one.
I have elven lore, and some elves know how to use boats.
Yes, with your elven lore, you definitely know that some elves know how to use boats. Very good, John.
Okay.
Of all the races in Middle Earth, like, elves are the most boaty.
They are
Yeah.
the boatiest.
They're
In
the
fact,
boatiest.
they're so boaty, they sometimes boat too hard and have to burn the boats so other elves can't boat.
As a matter of fact, I used to get together with some fellows and discuss boating, and they called us the Boaty Bunch. Denethor looks at the boats and says, "Those are boats."
Those are boats.
What sort of boats are there? Are they? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
what's the size of the boats? Are they like?
Are they canoes? Are they ships? Yeah.
They're relatively large, long boats. Each one of them would be capable of carrying oarsmen plus about 30 fighting men.
So the 4 of us could probably man one of these long boats.
Yes, weirdly enough, there are actually 7 of you. Or no, sorry, 6 of you. Not 4.
Okay. I don't know why I keep thinking 4.
Yeah. So the 6 of you could probably man one boat. Now, if there was a good wind and one of you had the boating trait, they could probably manage with a sail, and 2 of you could take it. But since none of you have boating, it's going to take all of you to row and steer.
So why don't we take one boat and burn the rest?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Is everyone still? This is the party that got wet, right?
So they
Or
Different
at least,
There-
uh,
go ahead.
at least, so what he said was enough of the boats to keep them from being able to attack. So we don't necessarily have to burn 11 boats. My guess is would need to disable at least half of them.
Could
I don't know how you could make do with half of what you had planned on for transport.
that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking that some sabotage by like mucking up some rudders and like stealing oars and stuff would be just as.
Well,
We could drill holes in them so that they start going under after the people are already on, so they'll all drown.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I saw that on Looney Tunes. It works.
Also, I love Lucy.
I mean, if we could sabotage, say, 4 boats, so that they're unusable, but it also doesn't draw attention to us, then maybe the last 2 or 3, like the next 2 or 3, we could burn. So if we sabotaged 4 and then lit 2 on fire and then sailed away in 1, that would only leave them 5 boats.
Why would we leave them any, though?
Well, obviously, if we could do more, that would be great.
I mean, if you can burn 1, you can burn them all. Isn't that how fire works?
Yes, but as soon as we start burning, everybody and their mother's going to know that we're burning boats out there.
Basically, the fires all need to be lit at the same time.
Flaming arrows?
Ooh, I like that. Kind of a Dukes of Hazzard thing. Put some dynamite on the end of them.
I've got a bunch of mason jars of moonshine. We'll just light it up, toss them in.
I would think a boat wouldn't just randomly go up in flames just because of one flaming arrow, though. I would think you'd need something a little more flammable on the boat for it.
Yes, but don't all of these have like some sort of sail on them too?
Yes, and not all of them actually have a sail on the mast. At the very least, they'd be furled or stowed.
And they don't necessarily need the sails to move because they've got oarsmen.
Are there any metal containers that say danger explosive next to them that we could shoot? Those blow up pretty good.
Right, like red barrels that we can explode.
Yeah.
Every video game has those.
Right.
This is
the
video.
backpacks
It's a
conveniently
game.
sit next to them.
Well, okay, so
Go on.
well, I think that disabling the rudders would be. I would consider a multi-pronged approach to where we go for the big destruction, but if we could sneak around like without being seen and like cut the cords that are doing the rudders, then it will at least be hard and they probably wouldn't be able to go. So that would be like a backup. And then
That would be a short term, like at least they won't be able to sail tomorrow. But they also could probably fix that pretty quick. So if we could do that plus actual destruction for as many as possible.
Where do we know where they keep the oars? Are those going to be kept on board ships?
Yeah, they'd be on the boats. All right, so options that I've heard discussed are setting boats on fire, stealing one, making off with one, or sabotaging the boats in some way that would make them not operational. Messing with the sails, putting holes in the boats, that kind of thing.
Is there anything that we can roll to, like, could you roll battle or, I guess, a strategic way to destroy the boats?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. This is a character that has 0 battle. Is there another option? Can I roll awe?
How many of us can roll to see for that?
Yeah, you can all give me a battle roll just as like a preparatory roll to this to see what you know.
Is there an alternative to battle?
Craft, maybe?
Okay,
That's a good one.
slightly better.
A Gandalf to battle roll.
All right.
I haven't Gandalfed anything in a long time.
I didn't.
No, you didn't. Wow, that sucks.
Okay, well, Denethor.
Yes.
Denethor. Basically, you would say you've got a few different options. you could set the boats ablaze. This would be the most reliable way to permanently destroy them, because once something with that much wood really gets burning, it's going to be difficult to put it out. This is also going to draw the most attention to yourselves. It's going to make getting away without a fight probably impossible. You can set some of the boats adrift. Your guess is that would not be a very effective tactic, since they would just come ashore again at high tide. You can also sabotage the boats. If you're quiet about it, this would probably cause a lot of havoc the next morning, especially if the sabotage was the sort of things that you didn't notice until you were already in the water. But that could definitely leave Oromunder's attack force pretty vulnerable, both to the men of Lake Town, and you know, with the success on your battle roll, you're keeping in mind that your priority here is not to stop Oromunder dead in his tracks. It's to buy time for Bard and Vigrid to marshal their troops and catch Oromunder here, which Oromunder knows. That's why he wants to take Lake Town sooner rather than later. So
Denethor, tired of all of these pesky humans that have just been standing around, tossing ideas back and forth and not being very decisive.
Yeah.
Kind of
hate those.
Says, the way I see it, we have options 3. We may set the boats ablaze. Unfortunately, then, we won't be able to get away without a fight, and some of you are more mortal than I am. We can set the boats adrift, but that will not buy us much time. So I believe our only true option is sabotage. If we're quiet, it could work. We can sabotage the boats and keep one for ourselves. Be back by morning. Have a hearty breakfast.
Hey, so what I hear you saying is, listen, all y'all, it's a sabotage?
Yes, I suppose that's one way you could put it.
Oh. Paying no attention to the burning. That's just your body telling you to reject the poison.
Is that moonshine?
This is water.
Oh,
Yes. The barrel-proof bullet is so strong, I am washing it down with moonshine.
like, good Lord, man. You shouldn't do that. Clear moonshine.
Hey, I've been quarantined a long time, man. All right.
Moonshine is only 70 proof.
Okay. So, you guys want to sabotage some boats.
Aye.
That's what it sounds like.
All right. Here's how the sabotage will work. I am going to make a secret craft roll for you, which means I will be rolling craft, and you will not actually know if you succeed, if you fail, or what the level of your success is. You can, however, decide if you think you want to spend hope or not based on my description of what you do. The reason for this is because you are sabotaging things in the middle of the night, and you don't have a super clear idea of, the thing, like how the damage that you're doing, how much of it is going to be easily repairable, how much of it is going to be immediately noticed and dealt with before they launch, things like that. So it'll be a secret craft roll. And I will record the results, and you will basically get to see the next morning what damage you did or didn't do to Oromunder's expeditionary force. In other words, it's less sure fire than fire. But if one of you guys rolls particularly badly on one of these rolls, there's a good chance that someone may hear you.
So there are how many boats again?
12.
and there's an exactly 1 out of 12 chance for an Eye of Sauron. Oh, okay, cut these odds. Let's do this.
So
How many, like, are we each doing a boat?
you'll definitely know that you damaged it, Jeremy. It's more a question of like how bad was the damage? Will it be something that is actually noticed? You know, if you just like tear the rudder off, then they come out and they're like, oh, gee, this boat is missing a rudder. Well, they're gonna fix that before they launch. You know, things like that. So it's about how much you want to, and what I would say is if you want to cleverly sabotage a boat, that would be a roll of riddle. If you want to disable the boat mechanically or put a hole in the bottom of the boat or something like that, then that would be craft. So you have a couple of different skills you can choose from here. So
Suggest that we at least maybe stay in groups of 2 in case somebody does something and draws attention. That way we're not totally split up. But I do think splitting up somewhat would be good because it can cover more ground.
We could also double up, and granted, it increases our chances of being seen the more we roll, but we could double up on each of the boats and have, you know, maybe one person crafty sabotage it and one person sneakily sabotage it.
Can we roll either one? Because I was wondering that too, because I'm very good at being sneaky, but I'm not super good at craft.
you can do riddle, you can do craft. If you have 2 people working on the same boat, you can do a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay.
So we could all go and all roll on each boat, just make sure it's done right. But if we do that, it's going to increase our chances of being seen, because if we have a bad roll,
Or we
gonna
could
see
go
us.
all together and have only a few people try per boat.
What about this? What if we have some fire that's ready to go in case we're seen? So what if we start sabotaging?
How do we
Have it ready to go.
isn't keeping fire with us increasing the chances of being seen? Don't we have, like somebody slightly off somewhere else with the fire.
Right.
I think
we
we ought
could
to.
just keep up the pretense of camp followers and just start a brazier or something.
I think the word you're looking for in relation to campfires is actually brazier, Ben, and it's not a fire-related thing. It's something else.
What if we just did the
Low-hanging
sabotage
fruit,
as
man.
quickly as we could, like just getting through all of the boats, and then if we still have time for morning and we haven't been seen yet, we can light the last couple on fire and run away.
I think I like that idea.
I mean, that is a definite possibility. Let's see how the first few boats go.
Yeah, let's just start rolling, because we might try for one boat and then have to kill a bunch of people.
Right. That's kind of my thinking. I think
I'm
fire
always
is gonna increase our
A
risk.
fan of a good panic burn.
Okay, so how are we dividing up into pairs of 2?
I personally like that idea.
Okay, so who has craft or riddle, and who has who has riddle?
I have 2 in both craft and riddle. So
I have 1 in each.
2 in craft, and let me see my riddle.
I have
And
craft.
1 in riddle. So.
What do you have in craft, Jonathan?
2.
2. Augusta, how are you on that?
Riddle, sorry.
Oh, there you are.
Craft.
So
And
I guess I can team up with Vornway, and I can do the craft, and she can do the riddle.
Jeremy, what about you? Craft, 1 in each.
Veronway says, I know we elves are somewhat androgynous, but I am not that androgynous.
Well, maybe Jeremy, you and I should go with Ben and Jonathan. Like, since
Okay.
you and I both have 1, and I think they both have 2.
Okay.
And something. I don't know that it matters.
Are we gonna just like work our way down the row, or?
I guess so.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
All right, so
start at the farthest out boat because there's the least chance of getting seen, maybe. If, like,
Or,
and then
yeah.
work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So first group is who?
PJ and Augusta, and then me and Ben or me and Jonathan.
All right. So all right, let's see here.
Now, if we sing a song or anything, can that help us? I mean, that always helps being stealthy. I don't know, sing a song or awe each other.
Yeah,
Each other. I don't know.
The main thing is that you want to make as much noise as you can.
Can we do another battle roll to help give us a
So your battle
bonus?
rolls that you did, your assessment rolls that you did earlier will have been your preparatory rolls.
Okay. So no bonuses.
Darn it, hold on. All right, I'm trying to get everybody's characters up here so I can keep track of names. There we go. Okay, so we have Khatun and Boronway going to the first boat. All right. So the two of you approach. Now, Khatun, Boronway, are you both trying to do riddle?
I think I'm doing riddle and she's doing craft.
Yes.
Okay. What's your craft? PJ?
2.
All right. Would either one of you like to spend a point of hope?
I mean, given that
I think I'll brave this one.
Yeah, we can. How does this work? You'll tell
there
us.
A
Well-
description that they get to decide from?
So what the two of you do, Boronway, you sabotage the boat's steering. You don't actually disconnect the rudder or trash the rudder, but you do remove several strategically placed pins with hope that one or two turns of the steering handle the rudder will come off in the water, which would sort of leave the ship almost unsteerable right on the water, except for very skilled boatmen. Khatun takes a more direct approach, attempting to save a hole in the bottom of the boat. You do eventually get a bit of a crack going, Khatun, but it's not a very large hole.
So now we get to decide if we wanted to spend on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's one of those holes that's more the sum of its parts sort of things.
I mean, I feel like based on the description of what happened with mine, it was probably a pretty good guess, and spending would only increase it if. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to.
Okay. All right. In the meantime, who's our second group?
I am. Who wants to be with me?
I shall go with you.
Very well.
Amelina and Aquin, the two of you head over to another boat as you see Voronway and Khatun going quietly over the side of one. The two of you head over to another boat. What is your approach? How are you going to attempt to destroy or damage these boats?
I would like to punch out some holes. I'm assuming, are these like longboats?
Mhm.
So there's not like an actual bilge.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Single deck.
Single deck. Okay. An auger, like I was thinking, would not leave you anything to actually patch the hole with that is likely to come flying out later on. With my skill set, I'm basically thinking I just sink this thing. What are you thinking, Soph?
I mean, if you sink it all the way right now, that's kind of noticeable. Maybe like a slow leak that means that they found her in the morning would work. As far as what Amelina's doing, she's been on a boat a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
So I think that she's probably going to look longingly at her axe and then decide that probably axing a hole in the hull of the ship is probably going to be too loud and attention drawing. And it's not really what her axe was intended for anyway. So she's going to try to use her one in riddle to do something sneaky. Somebody had talked about ropes on rudders. She thought maybe that actually made sense. She never thought about how a rudder was used before, but there's probably ropes there.
All right.
You definitely tie some cables around the rudder.
Okay.
Might work.
Were there already ropes there?
No.
There weren't any ropes.
No.
Oh.
What are you doing, Ben?
I think I am going to pepper the bottom of this boat with small holes.
What is your craft?
My craft is 2.
You get onto about the 3rd hole before the small spike that you brought with you actually kind of slips through your hands and drops somewhere underneath the boat. Would either one of you like to spend a point of hope?
You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend a point of hope.
How much does your spending a point of hope add?
What does that add to your craft?
4.
Okay. You
Find my spike, or do I just like find another spike?
you kind of like reach down, but you can't quite get at it. So you just kind of start trying to widen away at the little bit of holes that you've made, and you're not so sure about this one.
Cool.
So
I think I won't spend.
okay.
I think.
All right.
I have of hope anyway. And do we have company hope? Oh, this is not my.
4 right now.
I have 1 in the fellowship pool right now. Is what
I've got 5 in the fellowship pool right now.
That's really different. What about the rest of y'all?
I think 1 is probably closer to the truth since you guys had a fight earlier.
Yeah, we did have a fight.
All right.
I have
So
1 written down.
Denethor and Gudbrand. 2 of you are headed to the 3rd ship.
Yeah, Gudbrand is better at riddle, and so hear me now, believe me later. He's going to attempt to do something sneaky.
All right. What is your riddle roll?
1, but it's favored.
Okay. What are you trying to do that's sneaky?
Well, you know, I use my vast knowledge of things that float and do sneaky things to make it not float.
All right.
I didn't feel
Gudbrand, you begin with the ingenious plan of trying to fill the hold with rocks from the shore. You get about 5 or 6 rocks in before you realize this is going to be way more work than it's worth. What are you doing? What are you doing, Denethor?
Well, Denethor looks at Gudbrand, shakes his head, puts his hands behind his back, and strolls around the long boat from whatever the front of the boat is called to the back of the boat.
Bow to the stern.
Yes, from the bow to the stern. And he looks in the water.
Played more shipwreck.
I really should have.
At Awana.
At Awana?
Yeah.
Your Awana was different than mine. We just had the circle that we ran around, and sometimes we passed batons.
Yeah, we had this game called Shipwreck, and like all the different parts of the room were bow, stern, port, starboard, shipwreck, man overboard, and you gotta like. Never mind.
Ours was called.
Your
You know,
leader
I was just a good
different.
Sparky. That's all I remember.
Yeah, your leader had a different area of interest and expertise than our leaders did.
And they're called commanders, by the way.
Yeah, that sounds more like something you would have learned in Alert Cadets.
The Awana commander.
Anyway, so I think I'm going to do something crafty to the rudder because I don't really have anything to put holes in the ship. I'm going to maybe pop a pin out or twist it in a way where it would be, it would stop working after it's turned a time or two. I have a 2 in craft.
All right. You feel fairly confident that the rudder, after just a few twists and turns, will probably give way.
Because I know everything about boats. I told you, my people are boat people.
I would like to spend a point of hope on mine.
All right. What does that get you? How much does it add?
8.
All right.
Dang, son.
On second thought, you decide to very cleverly take your knife and whittle away at the heads of several of the oars. Just where like the wide part of the oar kind of narrows down. The idea being that after just a few strokes in the water, the oar heads will snap off and become useless.
All right.
I feel like we did good here.
Yeah, you think you're so smart with your rudder idea. I just circumcised the oars.
I hope you circumcised them and you didn't get another vasectomy.
Those are, never mind.
What?
Someone put that, I think Jared put that in the chat earlier.
Later, I will explain something to you. Okay, so. All right, so Khatun and Voronway, I think.
Yes, I'm going to switch to
Move
using
on
riddle.
to the next boat. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to switch to using riddle because I just realized it's favored.
Oh. All right, what do you got in riddle?
I got a 2 in riddle.
All right, Khatun, what are you doing to sneakily sabotage the boat?
And
Termites. They're like Acme termites, so they just eat the whole boat really fast.
Wish we had termites like that. She's probably going to try and go for like the mechanisms or whatnot that the sabotage it to make it to where it's basically standing in the water.
All right, so just messing around with the steering again,
Yes.
basically. All right. You do. You remove a couple of strategically placed pins, and you do a couple other things to hopefully render the steering inoperable. But I don't know.
Can my roll stack on top of that? Because I've got riddle also.
Sure. How much riddle do you have?
2.
I'll go ahead and spend my last point of courage for that roll.
So between the two of you, you manage to. You think you're fairly confident that you managed to get the rudder on the fourth boat fairly inoperable.
Are these? So they probably don't have oar locks. They've got. Because I know, like on rowboats, you have the oar lock, and
Yeah,
if
they have locks. Yeah.
it's not in place, you can remove the oar lock, and then you can't use the oars. So that would be another thing to do.
Yep.
That's what I think I'll try on our next.
All right. Aquin and Amelina, what are you guys doing to your next boat?
I
think.
assume I know. Go ahead.
Go on.
I should go on first. Let's see here. I think the drilling thing seems to have some basic logistical issues. What if we... Circumcising the oars was actually a pretty decent idea.
Ooh, could we not call it that?
All right.
The oars.
Can we? What
That
about
doesn't even visually. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, how about neutering the oars?
Okay. Again, what do you? I'm sorry. I need to ask. I just need to back up a minute. What do you guys think that an oar is?
A phallic-shaped tool used for propelling a ship.
I don't know.
I don't like what you did with your hands when you explained that.
And
So can we cut into the oar enough so that if it was attempted to be used, that it would just break?
Yes, you can sabotage the oars.
Okay, I am going to sabotage the oars with my insanely high craft.
And you can do sabotaging the oars without making any phallic references.
I can do that.
And it works just as well.
now, if you don't make phallic references, is it a harder TN?
What's your craft, Sophie?
1.
All right. There's at least one of these oars that you're pretty sure will never have children.
Okay, that's the other thing. These are longboats. There's a ton of oars. How many oars are you disabling?
Oh, she's pretty sure. I mean, she's like mostly sure. I mean, she's kind of sure that she's.
I am
one.
spending
Oh, okay.
on that my super high body. 5.
All right. Well, that is actually reasonably high. All right. Very good. So you are sabotaging some oars. Aquin, what are you?
I'm also going to sabotage some oars.
All right. What is your craft and or riddle?
Craft. It's 2.
Dude, what you have done to these oars, Aquin, is a work of art.
Excellent.
Not only are these things going to come apart, but when they come apart, there's going to be splinters.
Excellent.
Be...
So you're telling me they're going to go soft after a few stiff pulls?
This works. I think I like it better when you do it accidentally, Ben.
The accidental one.
I am telling you that they are going to break into thousands of painful splinters.
And that also works.
The opposite of what you said. Again, what do you guys think that an ore is?
All right.
All right. So, let's see. All right. So at this point, one more group in the second round of sabotage here. So Denethor and Gudbrand. What are you guys doing?
Well, in maybe an attempt to get back to some serious gaming here, I'm going to not do anything to the oars. I'm going to work with the rudder, but I come at it from the back again. And I'm going to attempt to disable the second boat in the same fashion as I did the first.
All right. So most of you guys know JM, or at least know of JM. Okay. JM is incapable of drawing a boat that does not look like. Every time he draws a boat, it ends up being a penis.
I didn't even realize that was a thing until this game, right now. I
So-
never thought of oars the same way, that way.
It's not a thing, except when JM is like, we're playing D&D and he's like, oh, let me sketch, and we're on this boat and pirates attack. He's like, here, let me sketch out the boats. And then we're all like, bro, it's not a boat, man.
That's what happens when you start watching Master and Commander at too young.
And then there was this time that it was airship combat, and he was like, drawing out the airship. We're all like, oh boy, here we go again. He's like, and then we have the two engines right here and right here. John Matthew, how do you not see this? My God. All right. So, okay, so you are sabotaging the rudder.
Yes.
What skill are you using to sabotage the rudder?
Craft.
Is 2?
Yes.
Jonathan.
Oh, crap.
So,
I should have circumcised the oars.
as you're back there sabotaging the rudder, there are a couple of pins that hold the hinge in place that the rudder turns on. And you're trying to knock out. And finally, you just elf it a little, and you just it's just really stuck, and you give it a good hard whack. And as you do, the pin goes flying and hits Gudbrand pretty hard in the side of the face. A couple of things happen at once. The first is that Gudbrand begins swearing a blue streak. The second is that the whole rudder assembly crashes and clatters to the ground. And you hear voices in the distance. Did you hear that? Someone's by the boats. And you hear rustling, gathering of, shuffling of feet. Gudbrand, what are you doing? You gonna
Swearing?
other than swearing?
Can I ask a context question real quick?
Yes.
Are these boats like moored to a dock that
They are drawn up on the beach.
Okay.
Shall we push one in and jump in and go?
We've still got 6 more boats.
We got half of them.
If you succeeded.
Right.
Pretty sure we succeeded.
So the footsteps are coming quickly.
Pretty quickly. What are you
And
gonna do?
am I in the same boat as Denethor?
Yeah, you're with Denethor, so basically, if you want to make a roll for what you've been doing while you were waiting while he was doing the rudder, you could still do that.
Mm.
Because the two actions would have been basically concurrent. So what were you doing
Yeah, I would have.
immediately before the pin hit you in the side of the face?
If there were any barrels of oil or anything like that, I would have like lubricated the seats and the oars so that it would have been like they'd have like Three Stooges it.
I don't think. Never mind. Are there any barrels of lubricant around, Richard?
There's nothing like that. There's probably like tar and pitch for plugging leaks in the ship.
Yes, I would have like tried to smear that to make it unusable.
All right, give me a riddle roll. Or what is your riddle?
1. But favored, and I have 8.
Do you want to spend a point of hope?
Oh heck yeah!
Okay. All right. You just tar it up. This is a simple pleasure, Jonathan. You empty a whole barrel of like pitch onto the surface of the boat, which by the way is going to make it like hella flammable, and you just spread it all over every available surface.
All right.
Okay. So at this point, you guys have either sabotaged or attempted to sabotage 6 of the boats. Are you guys going to continue to push your luck? Are you going to get out of dodge? You definitely hear men approaching. What'd you like to do?
I would kind of like to do a few more boats.
Can
They're
I?
going to find us anyway. We may as well try and
I
take
got
out.
a question.
What?
If there is tar on every one of the boats and they're super flammable, why not just try and dump tar on the other boats and then set them ablaze?
I think that was kind of the thought I had too. If we
I mean, at this
sabotage
point,
them that way, then lighting them on fire isn't going to be so hard.
at this point, though, do we have time to even set them ablaze? Is the question. If you've got people coming,
Can a
setting
couple
fire
of us
isn't.
sneak to the opposite end of the boats and start working our way back? Like just do a couple more?
Well, and there's going to be a general din, and we're all dressed up as hookers, so I don't know that it's going to take them. I mean, there's going to be confusion.
Is there?
Well, you're not dressed as...
Say that again. We're dressed as what? I think I forgot what happened last session.
Gudrun has a big like feather thing and a pimp hat. This session has gotten seriously off the rails. I blame the United States government.
You're going to need to
We
delete
were
this
smuggled
recording.
in as entertainment.
Yeah, but just like from a distance in cloaks.
Well, okay, but there'll still be confusion. I mean, if like there's flames and stuff,
I want to be clear. Under the cloak, Denethor was just wearing his normal clothes. I don't know what was going on with Gudrun, and I don't want to know.
I feel like you all get to the ships and you take off your cloaks. Everybody just stares at Gudrun for a moment. And he's like, "What? I thought we were supposed to."
He's got like the Nacho Libre thing going on.
Am I the only one that dressed?
I thought this was the plan. What is wrong with you other girly men?
Oh man.
I'm picturing Mulan when all of the soldiers put their costumes on. Their hairy chin.
I'm picturing Nacho Libre in a Speedo, just so y'all know. I want to give that to you.
I think we just start knocking over tar and lighting them puppies up.
Can I roll battle to see if there's a good place for us to hide, or a better position for us to be in, because there's going to be a battle. This seems like our
you're
time to have.
assuming that if y'all can sneak away, there won't be a battle.
You can give me a battle roll. Sure.
If y'all can sneak away, then we might be able to keep doing our job. If there's a gigantic fight, then we maybe can't finish.
But where would we sneak away to?
Anywhere that's not there.
Okay.
He does have a point. If we're able to sneak away, they may come up and might not notice anything's wrong, and then
Right.
be like the people in video games and just walk away.
All right. Well, I could.
I mean, I think that might be the best plan.
That's definitely how this works. Give me a battle roll.
I don't trust Richard when he says that's definitely how this works. I think that's exactly opposite how this works. Just throw that out here. Maybe I should roll stealth instead and try to sneak away.
You can give me a battle roll to quickly assess the situation if you would like.
I would like to do that. I would like to assess the situation. I want to know my options. Crap. I will spend a point of hope. Wait, that'll only give me 2 more. What the heck?
Oh no. You have a tiny little.
I have a tiny heart.
Yeah, you've got a little heart.
Like 3 sizes too small.
You're pretty sure that you're very safe and that no one is headed your direction.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so is the plan you guys are going to try to get 1 or 2 more boats?
I would like to do
Guess so.
more boats.
Yeah, let's try it.
Time to object.
I mean, I feel like we're pretty safe, so I guess I would continue also.
So let's go for it, because we know what happened last time we continued to talk about it.
All right,
I'm trusting my elven gut.
so here's what happens. Forgotten everyone's name. Okay, so Khatun and Warrenway, the two of you head to the nearest boat. You stealthily climb aboard. And are you going for the tar?
You want to go to, I would think so. Like if we want to, like, are we going to try and set this one on fire, fire, guys?
I think fire is the very end. We're not at the very end. We're only halfway through. This is premature for fire. Too soon for fire. No fire.
We're
Right.
being chased
let's
down.
I want to do a riddle roll to do like what either Augusta was suggesting, or try to continue to mess with the steering mechanic.
Right. So the two of you begin trying to quietly sabotage this boat, staying low so that your profiles don't attract attention against the night sky as the sound of the camp guards grows ever nearer. Gudbrand and Denethor, the two of you head to the nearest boat. What approach are you guys taking?
Which what?
What approach are you guys taking? Like, how are you going to try to damage the next boat?
You go first this time.
I like my tar idea because it renders it unusable, more or less, or at least messy, and then we burn them.
All right. So you open the barrel of tar and you start trying to cover the deck in it. As all of this is going on, Aquin and Amelina, the two of you head towards your next boat. Amelina, you begin to scrabble up the side, but you find that it's still slick and wet. Apparently, this boat was in the water not too long ago. And as you tumble backwards into the sand, nearly knocking Aquin over, you hear a shout as the guards bearing torches come running towards the two of you. All
Oh
right.
yeah, we've got torches. This is gonna be fun.
They bring the fire.
Quick, knock over that barrel.
All right.
All right.
Let me get you guys
True.
on.
We do have tar and a bow.
All right.
Those are really effeminate looking guards.
Your mom's an effeminate looking guard. I'm really sorry, everyone. I'm really sorry about this whole session. All right. The guards come rushing towards you. They have torches in their hands and short spears. These were just some of the sentries who happened to be nearest by and first heard the noises earlier when Gudbrand started creatively swearing in Austrian, one assumes. So you guys are up because they are attacking you. What are you guys doing?
We go first.
You go first.
Aquin, how is your building health? Your song or inspire?
How is my? I have one in inspire.
Whoa. So do I. I'm already at half health from the other fight. So cool.
Well, let's see here. We have bows and we have tar. We could
We
always.
don't have tar. The tar's inside the boat, and we fell trying to climb in the boat. Right?
I mean, we could still climb in the boat. It'd be more slightly more defensible position.
Okay.
On the other hand, we could just start shooting these people.
Yeah, I don't have a bow.
Oh, well, I have a bow, and I don't think between two players we can actually do that by the rules, right?
Well, you can get off one opening volley.
All right. Well, I'm doing that then.
All right. So move to a rearward stance real quick and give me an opening volley.
Rearward. This guy is gonna eat it.
Hey, one thing we could do is run away. If they're chasing us, then they might not notice that the other two teams are going.
That's actually a decent idea.
They might.
Aquin, you fire off a hasty shot.
Can I spend a point of hope to make that hit
You can.
with a great success?
That would hit with a great success for 13 points of damage. You badly injure one of the guards.
I also inflict, because it's a shepherd's bow, it rolls a great or extraordinary success on attack. You inflict extra damage equal to your basic heart rating. My basic heart rating is 4, so.
Well, that guy's dead then. Let me answer this call real quick, guys. I'll be right back.
You got it.
So, Ben.
Yes. If that's an option now that I've killed a guy.
Well, that was your opening volley, so I'm pretty sure that you get another move.
Okay, then yes, why don't we shoot a dude and then book it. And we'll go racing down the beach like crazy people.
Yep.
And if y'all can somehow go along the shore somehow after we finish sabotaging the rest of the boats, we can come pick you up in a boat.
That's a good idea.
There's no way that could not work, actually.
That's right. I mean, this is going to work.
Let's do
It
it.
was where did we start?
We're 8 boats in right now.
No. I mean, if we split up, where's the meeting point?
Lake Town, probably.
I would think so.
Yeah,
The listing Raven?
Sounds fine to me.
Because we'll be totally gone. Y'all won't be able to help us, and we won't be able to help y'all. But also, we won't have a battle going on right there. And then, yeah, I think this is probably our best bet.
Especially if these are the only guards that show up. Richard said
Yeah.
these were the guards that were the closest, but that doesn't really.
Well, but the thing is, if they have somebody to chase, then they're probably going to be too excited about chasing us to immediately check all of the other boats. You might have time to do a couple more boats.
Right.
I've been keeping a list of the ones that we've sabotaged, and so far, I think I didn't get ship 1, so that was Augusta. I don't know if you remember the first one that y'all did.
It
But-
sounded like Augusta might have gotten that one.
But ship 2 probably won't sink. Ship 3, 4, and 5 probably will. And I guess I didn't get 6 either.
Was 6 the last one that we?
Yeah, 6 was the last one.
I don't think that one. Well, actually, I think Jeremy did pretty good on that one.
But Jeremy did that one, but the cause and effect of what happened is because the whole rudder deal crashed.
Right. Yeah.
So the actual boat is inoperable.
Yes.
Does anybody remember about ship 1?
The ship 1 was when my character tried to do a craft roll, and I'm pretty sure she failed. But Augusta was taking pins out of the steering mechanism.
Yeah, that was so. Ship 1 sounded like probably it.
So for the most part, I think that all the ones that we've done, with maybe an exception.
Ship 2 will not sink. That was Ben and my first one, and it won't sink. The other 5 sounded either super sabotaged or fairly inoperable. So at this point, I think we've got 5 ships that are going to sink. If we could just get 2 or 3 more, that would make a pretty big difference.
Chances are we're going to have another screw up at some point, though.
Right.
Sorry about that, guys. All right, what are we doing?
We're running.
All right. Very good. So you are breaking away from combat.
Yep.
Give to me a athletics rolls.
All right.
Now, are you trying to evade them totally, or are you trying to lead them away from your other friends?
Lead them away.
All right.
But also, like, we're not running back into the camp.
Right.
But the idea is for them to think that we are the saboteurs.
Right.
Well, I got you. So give me athletics rolls. You will be against 10, 13.
I'm so good.
Oh.
Wait, TN 13?
All right.
13.
I will spend an
Oh man.
7 to
Oh,
that.
you dwarfed it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But I will spend to add 7 to that.
Okay. The two of you. So basically, Aquin looses an arrow, catching one of the guards in the eye. You see his torch drop as he gives a cry and then falls silent. The other 3 swear. One of them drops to the ground to look after his dead friend, and the other 2 come sprinting towards you. The 2 of you turn and run off. Keystone Cops music starts playing in the background as you bolt for the edge of the camp. At this point, you notice that Gouty is nowhere to be seen.
That's the guy that we were
Yeah.
brought us in.
Yep.
Uh,
All right. And we're going to, so what's going to happen is you guys need to buy the other group at least 3 rounds.
yep.
All right. So go and give me athletics test again. It'll be TN 13.
All right, here we go. I am the wind.
Nice.
Extremely speedy town guards. Ha ha ha! That's bad for me. Okay,
The wind.
you guys have no difficulty
Run with me, Amelina.
2 guards kind of the runaround as you blow past the pickets. You actually pick up one or two of the pickets as they start chasing you now as well, but you are significantly out in front. All right, give me another round of athletics tests. Ha ha ha!
Darn it. Oh.
Uh-huh.
I guess I will spend. What was that?
You got anything?
I can spend a point of hope and make that.
There is one left in the fellowship. This is good for everybody.
All right. Yeah, was Zimmer mind if I take that?
Go for it.
All right. I'm spending that. That bumps me up to a 14.
All right, Ben, roll athletics again.
Me too.
Nope, just Ben. Okay. The two of you managed to lead the guards off far enough as the other two groups. Let me roll for riddle for the first group. Okay. Khatun and Voronway, the two of you are attempting to sabotage another one of the boats when Khatun, you need just a little bit extra length of cable for the thing that you're currently trying to tie up as you're messing with the ship steering. And you see a bit of cable that looks like it's not attached to anything very important, and you cut it. And you suddenly hear and two more cables snap, and the whole ship's mast comes crashing down onto the deck. There is all kinds of noise. Would either of you like to spend a point of hope on your sabotage of this ship?
I'll spend and add 8 to that.
Okay. The mast still comes crashing down, but you are pretty sure, just based on the way that it landed and smashed in one of the bulkheads a little bit, this boat's not going anywhere.
That's when Katoon turns to Voronway and says, I believe it's about time to go.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then Gudbrand and Denethor. What are you guys using to use that? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're doing, so it's going to be riddle. Gudbrand, you have a 2 in riddle?
A 1.
Sorry, a 1, but it's favored.
That's right. Okay. I wanted to make a tar baby joke, but I thought better of it.
Don't throw me into that briar patch, Richard.
So, yeah, you cover the deck. Like it's all tarred up. What are you guys doing? You definitely have more guards rushing now.
What? How does tarring a deck disable a boat?
It doesn't disable the boat. It makes the deck very sticky and everything very difficult to work with. It doesn't totally disable it, but it really gums up the works, quite literally.
Okay.
I think we should, at this point, try and hop onto a good boat and set fire to everything else and leave.
Well,
I don't think if these boats are beached, it's going to be hard to get them into the water and sail away before a bunch of soldiers swarm up.
Okay, then we can just run.
I think you're going to have to either haul them down or put the sail down and have the wind carry them down. That just doesn't seem like.
Richard, how difficult would it be for us to get a boat into the water?
Well, athletics. It's a big old boat. There's only 2 of you to push it. But Gudbrand sounds like Arnie.
Yeah.
I have insane elven strength. Is it something that we could shove in and say around? a few seconds, or like is it like we gotta heave ho for a while?
Oh, you're gonna have to heave and hoe.
Okay. I
And
don't like the way you said that. I felt very uncomfortable just then.
we would be contractually obligated to sing sea shanties while we were working, and that's not quiet.
It's also.
I mean, I would expect nothing less.
I think so should we just start fires and run?
I think at this point that's probably the best thing.
Cool.
I think we should. No, I think we should push a boat in and sing sea shanties. Because if we push the boat in, then they'll start chasing that boat.
Oh, then we can jump out of the boat.
I am not going. Katoon has to go get her bird anyway, so she's not going to be pushing any boats.
For bird?
Yes. Remember, like 2 sessions ago when Ben shot my bird?
Oh, yeah. I think I caught the tail end.
I am so mixed up on all of these.
I also helped fix your bird.
Yes, you did, but that still doesn't change the fact that you shot my bird.
The confusion is part of my plan, Jonathan. All right.
Should we run or should we sail?
Katoon's going to try and...
Let's keep disabling boats instead of running.
There are definitely there's a non-trivial number of guards headed towards the ship.
I say run, so
I think it's time.
Katoon's going to try and sneak off.
Out of torches.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try to sneak run.
yeah.
Stealth run.
All right, so you're gonna try. The 3 of you are gonna try to sneak away. Are Gudrun, you gonna light it up?
So
I'm going to light it up and then run.
sneak would be stealth, and what would running be? Athletics?
Yes.
Well, I'm better at athletics.
Yeah. What the hell? Let's light it up and run.
Yeah, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Is that the sea shanty? Give me fuel, give me fire. Me that which I desire.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There's so many poor decisions, not play decisions, just like personal decisions on my part, which have led up to this moment. Okay, so
First one started 6 years ago when you said, "Hey, let's play Darkening of Mirkwood."
who's going to start the fire?
I would like to start the fire.
I didn't start the fire. So.
It was always burning since the world was turning.
I really just want a whole track of Jeremy reading song lyrics in his Arnold voice. Just deadpan. I feel like that would be pretty amazing. All right. So does anybody have fire making as a trait?
I have cooking.
Oh, that takes fire.
No, it's not quite the same.
I mean, I'm a wandering woodman of Wilderland. I mean, I know how to start a fire.
All right, give me a craft roll. There's a specific trait that just means you're really, really competent at starting fires in random places and times, which is why I was... Okay, you are a wandering woodman of Wilderland. So you quickly bring out your flint and strike it 2 or 3 times, and it becomes very clear that you are not going to... The air is just too damp. That's what it is. It's too damp. You're not in the mood.
Yeah, it's time to run.
Yeah. You're not going to get the fire going.
Can I try a craft roll?
Yeah.
I have elven lore, and elves know how to start fires.
Just give me the craft roll.
You will call to Elbereth Gilthoniel, and they will
Jeez.
ignore you.
You got anything for that?
I mean, 5. That's not going to get me. I'm just not performing tonight. Really, Richard? Nothing? Okay.
I was making notes of your non-performance. Okay, you guys are gonna book it out of here. There's a pretty large crowd of guards coming up, so I'm gonna need the 4 of you to give me an athletics roll. You're gonna need to outrun the guards.
I can't. I can't use stealth.
Oh, you can use stealth.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yes.
How hard is this roll?
It's opposed to their movement.
Okay.
So just roll against a TN 14, but you need to get a 19.
Or
Or 19 or a great success, or a Gandalf.
That's
Yes, all of those things, jerks.
So
A 17 doesn't hit it?
17 does not hit it.
okay.
I'll spend
Yeah,
another
Khatun, you're
point of hope.
fine. You're rolling against their perception, so you're fine, Khatun.
Okay.
All right, so Denethor, do you want to spend a point of hope?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You guys book it out of the camp, and eventually the chase dies down. At this point, you are, when you finally, and it's quite difficult because you're sort of wandering around in the dark, but when it's a few hours later when you finally find your other 2 companions.
Do I find my bird?
Aquin and Amelina. Oh yeah, you can go back for your bird. You know where you left him.
Okay. Well, she's going to get her bird.
The chase goes on for quite some time, and then eventually it dies down, and you assume they head back to camp to assess the damage. When dawn comes the next morning, the intended attack on Lake Town does not go smoothly for the Orlander's forces. There are at least 2 boats so completely covered in tar that they're just impossible. Like, you can't sit down, you can't operate the boat. Like, it's just a practical nightmare to, and like tar is, it's almost impossible to wash out of anything. There are several boats that launch, and once they're a few hundred yards away from the shore, they undergo several failures of steerage, and mostly rudders. In several ships, the oars, sometimes half or more of the oars, break in half while they are trying to propel the boat forward. And
They're rather impotent.
That's right.
yes,
The rowers looks at his oar and says, "Did someone circumcise this?"
no one says that. But as a result, several of these ships are essentially dead in the water or only able to turn left. And as a result, it's actually quite easy for the defenders of Lake Town not to just wait for the attack to come, but actually to set out in their own ships and engage with Lord Oralmunder's ships in a piecemeal fashion. And of the 12 ships which had been prepared for the assault on Lake Town, only 4 of them returned safely to shore that night. And now we are going to cut over to...
Or you said how many reached shore? 4?
4. So
just go ahead and ask how much.
Or five rather. So basically, you guys managed to successfully disable 7 out of 12 ships.
Nice.
Do we find out whether we get any for those rolls, the blind rolls? Do we get any?
Advancement points?
Yes.
I think that only a couple of you had great successes. Most of what you guys rolled were all successes or failures.
Well, I don't have anything in my riddle yet, so I can put one in my riddle, right?
Yeah. You guys can take 1 for riddle or craft if you don't already have that.
Nice.
All right.
So is that segment of characters completed.
That segment of characters is completed.
So can we go ahead and put the XP in for those characters?
Yes, you can go ahead and you get 3, 1 for the session, and then 2 for the completed objective.
That's it. We don't get 7, 1 for each ship we disable.
Nope.
Yeah, man.
Actually,
Those short us.
but then I was also subtracting for dick jokes. So
Oh,
Ouch.
so we're like negative.
Do we ever
yes,
have
I
time
get XP now.
to find out what happened to the guy who said dear old Granny was living in a cottage in the woods and we shouldn't kill him?
We
Gouty?
Gouty?
Yeah, Gouty.
You are not able to find him in all of the hullabaloo. So you can follow up kind of in the long term.
Okay.
Did we ever find out why his parents named him that?
It means spear. It's not a bad name.
Also, I do want to point out, I do believe we have one fellowship focus point that can be fed to somebody that we never used.
No, we
thought
used,
We used it.
Ben
did
used
we-
it.
It was
I used it to run.
that last
Oh, okay. I did not hear that.
All right. So far, more than 100 miles to the north, in a cave deep beneath the bowels of the earth. I really like that phrase, the bowels of the earth. I don't know why. It's a strange phrase, but your party, just as a refresher, you had, thanks to Gladwin's swimming skills, managed to find a way into the cavern. After following the lay of the stream, you eventually made your way to the main passage of the mine, which Bersa had explored once before. There, you found an ancient chamber, which someone seemed to have broken open quite recently in the stone, and the bluish glare of an ancient Fenorian lamp. It was only then that you saw the yellow glare of the great wolf's eyes and realized you were not alone. Everyone, please place your tokens on the mat.
Windor.
This is Hildewara's group, right?
Yep. Down to 1.
Yeah, like Hildewara. I cannot tell you guys how disappointed I am in Denethor. I did not mean for him to be such a jerk. He just kind of came out that way.
I liked him.
Can we do battle rolls, seeing that we were not surprised?
You're a little surprised, but yes, you can do battle rolls.
a little surprised at what his nose looks like.
Not a healthy looking animal.
No, it's not.
What big teeth you have.
Hey, we finally found the werewolf of Mirkwood.
Hey,
Yes.
who just rolled an Eye of Sauron?
Steve.
Hey.
But what are we rolling for?
Battle.
Oh, let's wreck this critter.
This is the werewolf?
Oh, son of a gun.
Well, no one is getting extra battle dice.
Gosh darn it.
Um,
Also, what is Gladwin doing off to the side?
I haven't gotten her on yet.
She's
Took me a while to find her,
reading.
but I'm about to. I have to. Every time I pull up a character sheet, I have to figure out so is this an axe
Oh,
character or a bow
gotcha,
character?
gotcha,
Does this
gotcha.
character sing or skater? So I'm not sure. I'm spending
feel
to
it
get
up.
the battle dice. Do I have courage from anybody? Is anybody super experienced? I have 2 experience.
I am 300 years old.
How much experience is that?
I've just got 7 points, so not enough to
I
help.
don't know. I spent a lot of that time in a library.
Hildewara is probably the most experienced of this group.
Hey, Hildewara,
Yeah.
what's your XP?
It is.
I've got 2
26.
courage.
Okay.
What?
I've got 2 courage on my dude right now.
All right. Well, I spent on mine, so I got a great success, which means how many battle die do I get? Because I have to kill this wolf.
Great success, you get 2 battle die.
Okay.
And I guess Hildebara and or no, let's see, who got those eyes? That was Bersa.
So who's attacking? I got an eye. Yeah, who's attacking first, us or the wolf?
You guys.
Are we sure it's a bad wolf?
I'm pretty sure it's a bad wolf.
Looks like a very nice.
If I had to guess, this is probably the werewolf of Mirkwood.
Is it a big bad wolf?
We have failed to actually finish off for quite some time.
Is anybody else rallying comrades?
That is.
I have nothing in Inspire. I'm not very inspirational.
No, it's just inspire or song.
It's song or inspire.
I've got 1 point.
Okay, I have 2. But I'm maybe not going to stay in this spot because I have to kill that wolf.
All right.
I'll move out of this spot once I take a called shot. Hopefully, as long as I survive.
So you guys have fought this dude before?
Sort of. In previous lives, and we never managed to actually kill him permanently. If this is who I think it is, it might not be.
Okay.
Okay. Solmunder and Hildewara, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm going to check the giant wolf.
Right to violence, doesn't even try to talk to it.
Why? I'm going to spend a point of hope to hit.
All right.
Two-handed.
Okay.
So 7 plus 5.
Oh,
You-
do we get opening volleys?
Not in a close cave in the dark, no.
All right. That seems fair.
All right, you step forward, and as you see the wolf just sort of standing there growling, Solmunder decides to take the initiative, steps forward, carves off a huge chunk of its flank as it snarls,
Oy.
its eyes glowing red. Hildewara, it is your turn.
All right. Hildewara looks at the wolf. She takes a swig of her flask. And she channels her inner animal and roars at the wolf. I'm attempting to intimidate though.
All right.
Crap. You know, I'm gonna spin for that because.
So before you spend, let me tell you the difficulty.
Oh yeah.
You need a 26 to succeed.
What? Okay, I'm not gonna spin for that. Jeez, this guy doesn't scare easy.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh wait, and I got an Eye of Sauron. Hang on, that does something to me because I was using my flask.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
if I roll an Eye of Sauron while using the flask feature,
holy crap.
I may be subject to oh crap. I'm going to
To?
send this to you. To lose temporary control to the GM.
Oh yes.
This was my cursed thing that I got like a long time ago.
Oh, I'm so happy about this.
This is my Camelback flask.
I'll let you
Sorry,
know.
guys. I'm sorry.
I'll let you know. All right. Hildewara knocks back a huge amount of alcohol. Like, even for Hildewara, that might have been a little much. And as you do so, Hildewara, the whole room around you becomes hazy. And I tell you what, we'll just do this. Roll a d6 for me. Roll a d6, Jonathan.
I typed it and it said rolling dice 3.
All right.
Oh,
You
good.
lash out with your spear at what you're pretty sure is the wolf. But Solmunder, the careless oaf that he is, steps in the way of your great spear. I mean, really, that's his fault. I mean, that's on him. How much damage does your great spear do?
It doesn't do any damage, actually. It's one of those weapons that doesn't really hurt.
Yeah, so how much does it not really hurt? It's 9 points of damage.
9, yeah.
Yeah. Solmunder, you
Ouch.
feel this blazing pain directly in your back as Hildora's spear makes contact with your armor. Okay, Gwindor, Gertrude, Gladwin, you're up.
I am
Can I-
going to use song to sustain my comrades in arms.
All right, and is that TN 10 plus the enemy rating, or is it just against 14?
It's 14.
Okay,
I think.
yeah. Okay, give me a roll.
You're really proud of the enemy rating.
Well, it's just doubled when he's in the dark underground.
Oh, great.
So it's kind of fun for me. Okay.
So that's 2 points. Correct.
No, that's it's 2 points. All right, Gwindor and Gertrude, what you got?
So we gained 2 from that.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, I'm
We're
gonna
gonna need 2 people on this, y'all.
two-handed long-hafted axe him.
That'll miss. Gwindor, what you got?
Can I actually identify what it is we're fighting besides the giant noseless wolf?
Give me a lore roll.
All right. I have Enemy of Sauron and Elven Lore. I don't suppose either of those apply.
Enemy of Sauron does not apply. Elven lore? No, this is more of a shadow lore thing.
Okay. And I don't suppose against the this is an undead thing.
I have shadow lore. I can do it next time.
As far as you know, it's not undead.
Nailed it.
But
14 was all I needed.
you're certainly aware that the enemy during the Great War long ago, during the First Age, the enemy bound many malicious spirits to wolf forms. Since then, you have certainly heard rumors of the great werewolf of Mirkwood, which rises again every full moon, even after being slain. You've definitely heard all kinds of rumors. You're a little far from Mirkwood for this to be the werewolf of Mirkwood.
Okay.
That doesn't quite check out, but you're just not sure.
So it could be a werewolf as opposed to the werewolf.
Bersa, what you got? You got a swing and a miss. All right. It is the werewolf's turn. The werewolf of somewhere is just gonna chew on Solmunder a little bit.
Can I spend?
Oh my gosh.
Richard, can I spend to make that?
Oh,
I don't think something
son of a gun.
37?
21. If you spent, you'd get to. Oh no, you get there. Yeah, you can spend to make that.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually adds 8 to that as well.
It's already figured in.
No, he adds another 8 to that.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's a great success. So you're going to take 16 points of damage, Solmunder.
Oh, son.
And then I'm going to just spend a point of hate here to do a little savage assault and rend you with my clauses.
So
for another 8 points of damage.
Little this, little that.
Well, I am down.
Oh man. Okay.
Jeez.
I think we should run, y'all.
All right. Solander is unconscious. Hildora, it's your turn.
Okay.
I think we should run.
Run
Where?
just because it's an evil, indefeatable wolf.
I'm all for going for it. Let's bring this thing down.
I mean, you're unconscious, so your opinion is not relevant. I have to wake you up.
I feel that it's more relevant than saying that I'm down.
We take
Right
you,
now, you're
obviously.
saying-
We're not gonna leave you.
Hildewara feels really bad. Feels really bad about you being down right now. You know, I'm gonna stab the wolf. I'm standing right next to it. I've got this, you know, freaking raven spear.
Somebody else has got to be on healing. We will die if somebody else is not doing healing with me.
With my Richard, with my lore test, did I happen to find out if there's any particular weakness with werewolves?
With
Not
an ordinary
yet.
success, no.
Darn it.
Wait, okay, so this is the beginning of the round. Okay, I'm gonna move my stance then.
What you got, Hildora?
All right, sorry. I'm going to attack him with my spear. I'm not going to drink out of my flask. That's just for awe anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have a question. So several of us have the cold shot on there. Is it just gonna give that to us in turn, or does it wear off after a round?
It's just whenever I want to. It's the next attack that is aimed at you.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm gonna use the button, Jonathan, just so I can see what your target number was.
Yeah.
You needed a 15 and you got a 15, so you just hit for. It looks like. Oh, is your Raven Spear only 5 damage?
No, that should be. No, because it's a
This is a great spear.
it's a great spear. It's the same stats as a great spear.
Okay, you should probably fix that.
Yep.
So that'll be 18 points of damage. You savagely impale the wolf. It is definitely mad and coming for you next, Hildewara.
Bring it.
That's a lot of damage. Does it look wounded?
It looks bad.
Okay.
Gwindor, Gertrude.
Bad like
Bad
wounded or bad like bad to the bone bad?
There, you can definitely see bones.
No. Okay.
If I use my shadow lore to try and find out more information, is that my whole turn?
Yeah, yes. Because you're like stopping. Wait, what do I remember?
And what do I roll?
Well, you can just use Shadow Lore for an ordinary success. If you want to try to get better results, you can roll Lore and possibly get a great success or better.
How can I? But I could use shadow lore.
Yeah, you can just use Shadow Lore for an automatic ordinary success.
I'll do that because I have like 0 in lore, but I have
All right.
shadow.
Well, I can do that. I can roll for it. Okay.
Yes.
So we're just going to
you're
go
all
with
for
it.
it,
So,
senior.
so Gertrude, being you're from, Gertrude's a woodman, right?
Yes.
So being that you're from the woodman culture, you know that the woodmen have this great Fëanorian lamp. Of course, you wouldn't call it that. You just know it as the Lamp of Balthi. And what you know from previously, there was actually a time when the Lamp of Balthi was stolen by some rogue elves. And then those rogue elves were attacked and mostly killed by the werewolf of Mirkwood. You know that the werewolf of Mirkwood is both attracted to and in some way painfully burned by the lamp of the light of Balthi.
Hmm.
Is
Wasn't there a lamp in the room?
Yeah. The fancy Fionoran
Yep.
lamp. Okay, that's good to know.
Richard, does the wolf, is it a bane creature?
I think the bane creatures for your Raven Spear are undead, right?
Just as bane.
Let me consult my notes. Pretty sure.
They die when you say they can die. That was pretty good bane right there. Actually, that was awful.
It was pretty bad.
no, it's
I
pretty, it's
was
pretty
born
good.
in darkness. You were
Maybe-
simply adopted by it.
Yeah, your Banes are undead. So unfortunately, it doesn't.
Okay.
Warsong has a bow that has a Bane against wolves, though. So
I
that's
get
all.
extra dice against denizens of evil.
I mean, Warsong's not here.
Right.
Why
Yeah,
don't you-
but I have Shadowbane, which is cool. Just saying.
Yeah, one of you should run and get the lamp. Get the lamp, it will scare the wolf.
All right. Quindor, Gladwin, Bersa, you're up.
All right. I recognize that this is an elven lamp, and he is probably actually right. So, what would it take to grab the lamp?
You just dash for it.
All right, I'm dashing for the lamp.
Well, there's nothing to stop you from getting it. So it takes your turn, but you run inside the crypt.
Okay.
And hoist the lamp up in your hand. In response to the hands of a high elf, the lamp does suddenly grow in intensity. And I actually need to grab another book. Hold on.
Can I keep it?
The lamp?
After we melt this thing's face with it.
I mean, no one else needs it.
Maybe we could try and tame it.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe with the extraordinary success.
Those aren't. Maybe I'm in my worlds. Aren't werewolves? Don't they turn into people? Isn't that what makes them a werewolf?
No, I think that this is like a. I think we've killed this wolf before. It's, I mean, not us, but
I think it
our
does.
characters have. It dies and it comes back. It's like a
Right,
mythical
unless
beast.
you do it right, it just hops. It comes back in another body.
All right. So Gwendor has grabbed the lamp. Gertrude has searched her memory. Bearson, Gladwin, it is your turn. Bersa and Gladwin.
So, I mean, do you want me? How hurt is this thing? I mean, we're all well, no, Solinder's down. The rest of us have plenty of health. I'm attacking.
That is a successful attack, and you get your edge.
Nice. Take it down.
So that's a difficulty of 18. Holy crap. What is wrong with you? Are you freaking kidding me? Ah. All right, Bersa. You drive your great spear into the wolf, nearly ramming it down its throat. You tear open its esophagus and its chest. Its entrails begin to spill out as you expose its beating heart. But for some reason, it is still attacking. Gladwin, it is your turn.
When you say still attacking, it's attacking with its entrails like hanging out.
Yep.
Okay.
May I move to the forward stance? I know it's not the top of the round.
Sure.
What about me?
I don't want to. I don't want to do the inspired. I have other things I want to do.
It's okay. Solmander is fine. He's fine. All right, what you got?
I am going to stab him with my sword. I am going to put all of the wrath that I have stored up over the years for all of the people that I love who this werewolf or some other werewolf relative has killed. I have been hunting him for a very long time.
True.
And I get an extra dice, by the way.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
In which we wreck a werewolf.
Man. All right. What's your damage bonus?
Well, it's not on my sheet.
What's your basic body?
5.
All right, injury rating 16. Here we go. Okay. You step forward with your sword, dealing a terrible blow to this creature, which is now fully enraged. And he is going to bite Hildawara. Hildawara, you take 16 points of damage. Also, you take an automatic pierce, which means you need to give me a protection test against TN14.
So, is this a case?
I'm going to spend a point of, well,
Would that get you to 14?
I'm assuming armor is body.
Yep.
It would, but how much damage would I take in addition to the 16?
You wouldn't take any extra damage. You would just take a wound. And then you'd be a wounded Beorning.
Yeah, I'm going to spend I'm going to spend a point of hope.
Okay. So you take 16 points of damage. You spend a point of hate to rend. For an additional 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Hildawara and Gladwin, you're up.
All right. Can I... Wait, I'm not Gladwin. I'm Gwyndor. Shutting up.
Yeah, Hildawara is up. I move back to open.
All right, Hildawara, you're up.
Okay, so Hildawara is really feeling this. She spits out a mouthful of blood and she goes, see, I have furious, so that means I can ignore weariness as long as I'm not wounded. Alright, so I'm going to stabby, stabby, stab, stab the wolf in the face. What? I'll spend again.
Oh.
Jeez, I can't freaking. Do we have? How are we on party?
I think it's out.
I have.
I have 4 on my.
I have 4 written down.
Okay.
Is that-
I have 4 written down too.
Okay, we have.
okay. Are y'all? I'm running low on hope. Is it okay if I use a party hope?
Yeah, do it.
That's fine.
Okay, we have 3 now. All right. And that's gonna put me. That's gonna give it a great success. Put it at whatever that is, 21 or 22.
Hildawara, you drive your spear once again into this thing. It looks really bad. It's just a flayed carcass.
I look really bad.
Well, that's normal. You kind of let yourself go. I didn't want to be the one to say it, but ever since your little brother got married. All right. Bersa, Gwindor, Gertrude, Gladwin.
I will sing a song of, well,
Fence?
battle, glory, and rage.
That works too.
Company hope on that.
I'm fine with it.
Sure.
I think that's 4 each, right?
All right. Bersa, Gwindor, Gertrude. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna murder this, but all right. Gwindor holds up the lantern, and in a shouting song, says, Elbereth Gathaniel, Silveren Penna Miriel, Omenel Aglar Elenath, Nacharid Palan Diriel. Oh my goodness. Oh Galad Hernirim. I'm so sorry. Enorath, Fanulias Lalinanthan, Nef Air C Nef Aaron.
You have a very thick Eriador accent. It's not how I'm used to.
Yes.
But very good. Okay, roll 2d6 for me, Ben.
All right.
Okay. You, as you hold up this lamp and evoke the name of Elbereth, there is a blinding flash of light, and the werewolf seems to shrink back, physically burning. Gertrude, Bersa, you're up.
Wreck him.
Okay, I will take the axe.
All right.
It's the 18th. Good grief.
All right. Dying werewolf lunges again at Hilduara. Hilduara, you take 24 points of damage.
Is that all?
Well,
He's about to rend you.
yep.
So +8.
Oh, but now you can turn into Hildebear and chew this thing.
I mean, unless he rends me right now and kills me.
Yep.
Crap.
The dying werewolf leaps on Hilduara's body, tearing her to pieces. Bersa, or Solmunder.
Wait, did that just happen?
Solmunder, you're up.
All right.
You awake as you see Barris's body, Hilduara's body beside you, just being torn to shreds by the werewolf's claws.
Okay. He's gonna try to take a swing at this thing.
Shouldn't have kept that cursed shotgun or the thing. The cursed
It's not my night tonight.
Yeah, he can't make that.
Bersa, Gwindor, Gertrude, Gladwin, you're up.
I'm gonna sing, I guess. Is anyone moving to defensive?
do you want me to?
I don't know. All right, I guess I need to do this. 2 more.
All right.
All right. What are you guys doing?
I am going to once again take another step closer to the beast,
All right. You still holding up the lamp?
holding the lamp high.
All right. Roll another 2d6.
Nice.
The werewolf's eyes turn upon you in utter hatred. And you're sure of one thing. He's coming for you next.
All right. That's about time.
All right. Bersa, Gertrude.
Stab.
That'll miss.
Should I do a stab? I mean, this thing is already stabbed as much as it can be stabbed. I think. But we're all at basically full health, so in lieu of anything better to do, yes.
Really? Really? I just died.
All right.
I mean, you can.
That will miss. The werewolf lunges for you, Gwendor. You take 8 points of damage.
Well,
Question: does he miss seeing that he had a called shot on him?
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, thank you. Forgotten Gwendor had a called shot because I happened so many rounds ago. Gwendor, you managed to yank your arm back just at the moment, at the last
I
possible moment.
shove the lamp in
And
his
the
face.
jaw and the wolf's jaws clamp down on empty air. Solmander, it is your turn.
All right. Guess I'll do what I know, what I do best.
But you
Not very well anymore.
don't really do it that well, let's be honest.
No.
All right, everybody else.
Okay, what just happened?
The wolf missed Gwendor, Solmander missed the wolf. It's everybody else's turn now.
Okay, somebody needs to be in defensive over the lamp.
Okay.
Um,
What are you guys doing?
Wait,
yes.
I can make that. I'll spend a point.
All right, you drive your axe into the wolf's flank, disabling its rear right leg. It's now just pulling itself forward more out of sheer hate than anything else. Fury and hatred like this is unlike anything most of you have ever seen in your lives as it struggles to get at Gwendor again.
Okay, so I am defending Gwendor.
Okay,
I'm trying
Gwendor,
to see who my fellowship. I don't have a fellowship focus.
Gwendor, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to. I'm going to keep doing what I was doing.
This time it doesn't seem. You hold the lamp up, and it just reflects the hatred in the wolf's eyes, but it doesn't seem to have any effect this time.
So I'm burning off hate. Gotcha.
All right, so Bersa and Gladwin, you're up.
I'm gonna roll lore. I was hoping for a great success. Do I have any, I have studied werewolves for a while. Do I have any idea why this thing is still on its feet?
In sheer mechanical terms, this is a creature of great size. So you have to both wound it and drop its endurance to 0.
Which means it still has HP.
Bersa,
So-
it is your turn.
We have wounded it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We have wounded it once.
So stabbing is still doing good.
What you got, Bersa? All right, Augusta.
And I hit my edge, right?
How do you want to do this?
We're not in the room with the cliff anymore, are we? Or with that edge that dropped into the.
No.
I am just going to, lower my spear and just charge this thing, bellowing for Hildawara, and just like skewer it and keep going until I hit a wall.
You ram it up against the wall. Jonathan, check your messages, please. You ram it up against the wall, eviscerating what remains of its body with a prolonged, repeated, slashing, goring, stabbing, mutilating, till you realize you don't know how much time has passed. There's just a messy corpse in front of you. Barely recognizable face of a man. You stare for a long time in the weird blue light. And then you realize it's that watch captain. The guy you guys met the first time you came to Edric's Tower.
Right, the super dim-witted one.
A spirit. More than a spirit, just a dim gray mist seems to rise up out of the body, shrinking, burning before the light of the lamp. And suddenly, Hildawara inhales, and the mist vanishes.
How did it vanish? Where did it vanish? The fact that you said that all in the same sentence makes me super uncomfortable.
Well, Solvinder does have leechcraft, so.
Do you have leechcraft to keep from being a werewolf?
I think that's one of the states.
Hildawara takes a drink.
Because remember that whole storyline about that guy that was, I forget his name, but he was kicked out and was ostracized from all the woodmen because of kinslaying, but he'd actually been killing the werewolf, but then it turned out that the werewolf was like his relative that he killed.
Honestly, don't remember that.
It was the one where
There was something about that.
Ben's character went shot up Warsong and went totally traitor.
Huh? I don't.
What's his
What?
name? Anyway.
Edelfans?
Yeah, Adelphans. The old guy that we went to see in the woods, he was ostracized from the woodmen because
Right.
and the kin that he slayed was the werewolf. So he thought that he was shooting the werewolf, but then it turned out it was actually his whoever he killed, that was his family member. And that's why he was kicked out. Because everybody thought that he was murdering somebody, but he actually was killing the werewolf and happened to be related to the werewolf.
But are werewolves like vampires like that? Like, if a werewolf bites you, do you get to be a werewolf?
I think it's...
I don't know how you get to be one, but the fact that you just inhaled right as the vapor disappeared made me uncomfortable. That's all I'm saying. I don't want you breathing in any werewolf ghost.
All right. So is a werewolf
Wildwire looks
ghost
at her hands. She's like, I feel
a
tingly.
spirit or a ghost?
So,
Richard,
What's that?
so is this thing a spirit or a ghost that just came out of that thing?
The great werewolves of the First Age were spirits of malice, which
Okay.
Morgoth.
So I can perceive,
now
as a high elf, I can perceive creatures that dwell in Wraith World. So,
Oh yeah.
so
Hildewar
can I?
Hildewar is definitely looking really wolfy.
Oh crap. Okay.
Really?
I'm
Really,
looking really
really?
wolfy.
Yeah, it looks like this thing just went into her.
Mhm.
Is there?
No, that's the worst. I hate my
That's-
junior instincts.
Is there
so
an exorcism? Am I aware of any sort of exorcism which can be done?
Are you?
Can I roll lore?
I think we're going to stop right here.
No.
Seems like it's late, but yeah.
Wait.
So it's 11 o'clock. We're going to pick up again. Next session, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to bring this adventure to a conclusion. We're going to do a fellowship phase, and then we're going to move into Act 2 of the Barding Civil War, which has now been determined based on the actions of these characters. So you will get to choose which of these characters you would like to bring into, and you just pick one of your three that you would like to bring into Act 2 of the Barding Civil War. And I would just tell you ahead of time, it's going to be a lot of mass combat, so maybe pick that character.
So Warsong lost her dog, and her sister's a werewolf. But I guess she's already had a vampire as a sister, so this is not really new territory.
Her sister can replace the dog.
Hey, there you go. Win-win.
At least every time there's a full moon, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
All right,
Hey,
Ben?
person right here.
Ben,
Kill the bear dog.
I will send you lamp stats tomorrow.
Yes.
Has to
will
be an
use
elf
this.
that uses the lamp, so
To kill the dragon.
I'll send you lamp stats tomorrow. I've already sent Jonathan his new stats and other things.
Are you mad Jack now, Hildwara? Do
You know, first Denethor alerts the entire freaking army on this boat. And then Hildewar is like, oh, it's all good. I'm going to awe everyone, and then stab Soulmunder. And then she's like, no, I'm just going to die. And then she's like, no, I'm not going to die. I'm going to turn into a freaking werewolf. Why did I log on tonight? What is happening?
Are you sure this isn't really just Darkening of Mirkwood 2020 edition?
Oh my goodness.
This is ridiculous.
You're right.
Hey, to be fair, we have succeeded in at least 2 out of 3 of our ventures, and have only lost 1 person so far.
Here's what I want to know. So you take a bunch of shadow if your fellowship focus dies, but what if your fellowship focus gets turned into a undead abomination?
Oh, you definitely get shadowed for that.
I didn't even have that much shadow.
No,
Okay,
I'm just saying, you try to take care of yourself. You're careful with your hope. Don't use too much shadow. Sure, you have the occasional drink from a cursed flask.
Only be
but-
true for Hildewar in like some kind of like caustic, abusive Julia Child sense. Like, all right, guys.
I hate this game.
Good times.
This was super.
So
very
can we
fun.
know what Hildewara rolled, since apparently she's a werewolf anyway?
Well, I'm looking at a wisdom roll right here that has a Gandalf and a great success on it.
Right.
So
I
I
thought
don't-
that she wasn't gonna be.
What's your question?
I want to know why she had to roll, because apparently it didn't save her from werewolf. town.
Well, might have saved her from something.
how much XP?
You get 2 for tonight. All right, guys, this is a great session. Very fun.
Yeah, so much fun.
Prepare. Next session, we're going to wrap up this nonsense. We're going to do a not a year end, just an ordinary fellowship phase. So come with undertakings for, I guess, all 3 of your characters. And then pick which character you would like to proceed into Act 2, the second half of the year, as the Barding Civil War moves to open warfare.
Guys, it could have been karma for all the dick jokes earlier.
Somebody had to eat all of that. Dang it.
Why, Ben? Why? Why?
That one really was an accident.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone.